probably 50% of the audience. All right, I'd like a little bit of energy from the audience. Can we see? I'm very excited. I haven't seen Octobop in a few years. It's been a few years, and too long. That's right. And I'm really excited about the program that they've got going for us. Jeff and I have been talking about it, and he says the band has been rocking in rehearsals. So without further ado, Octobop.
Thank you. Again, we are Octobop. And it's good to, this is the first time in I think 3 or 4 years we've actually had a chance to play the Christmas album. It's, I guess, number 5 of the 7 CDs we've released. If you don't have one, come see us. But anyway, that was, last tune was a mashup of Santa Claus is Coming into Town and Line for Lions by Jerry Mulligan. So for those of you that were students, you probably already figured that out. I did that arrangement, and the first tune you heard was It Came Up on the Midnight Clear, great jazz waltz kind of version done by our guitar player Jack Conway. Yeah. So speaking of which, let me introduce the whole band, which is an opening for an old Dizzy Gillespie joke, but we won't go. Yeah.
Glad to meet you, Brian.
And there are no new Dizzy Gillespie jokes, by the way. Figured that one out too. I was told that because the high school students were here, I had to keep the humor tonight down to a PG level. Or I could have told you the real thing about Line for Santa that you wouldn't believe anyway. So Eric Patience on saxophone. Yeah. Randy Smith on trumpet. John Shermer on trombone. Dave Cassini on vibes. And playing his first gig with us ever tonight, Frank Cacavazos on drums. Brian Brockhouse on bass. And again, the wonderful Jack Conway on guitar. You actually haven't told any jokes at all so far tonight.
Huh?
You haven't said any jokes at all so far tonight.
Well, I think so.
Okay, well, here's a good chance. So Jack wrote this next chart too. It's a world-famous Christmas album, cherished by many cultures. This is called Jerry Mandelbaum.
God rest ye, Jerry Mandelbaum, let nothing you dismay. Dismay you had a lousy month, so what is there to say? Let's hope next May is better and good things will come your way, and you won't have a feeling of dismay next May.
So by the way, every arrangement you'll hear tonight is actually written by somebody in the band. So this is again a real treat for us to be able to play for you. So here goes Jack's version of Jerry Mandelbaum.
Ready? 1, 2, 1, 2.
This next tune is going to feature Dave on vibes. It's one of the most beautiful tunes ever written, and it just happens to be a Christmas tune as well. Written by a local guy, a local piano player named Vince Coraldi. So, all right, so who can name that tune in one note? It's good. Christmas Time Is Here by Vince from Peanuts. So the guys in the band pay a big price every year for playing in the band, you know, being away from home, and that's not really true. The wives are really glad to get rid of us once a week. It's true. Don't sit in and laugh. It is true. So this next tune is the band wives' Christmas gift and gift list, and it was actually compiled by a very special guest that we have singing with the band tonight, Nancy Gilliland. Would you please welcome the wonderful, talented Nancy Gilliland to the band, who's gonna have, again, the Bandwife's Christmas list. You'll recognize it perhaps in another version.
Where's your microphone? Notice we put her behind the pole.
A 1, 2, a 1, 2, 3, 4. Santa baby, slip a sable under the tree for me. Been an awful good girl, Santa baby, so hurry down the chimney tonight. Santa baby, a 54 convertible to light blue. I'll wait up for you, dear Santa baby, and hurry down the chimney tonight. Think of all the fun I missed. Think of all the fellas that I haven't kissed. Next year I could be just as good if you check off my Christmas list. Santa baby, I want a yacht, and really that's not a lot. I've been an angel all year, Santa baby, so hurry down the chimney tonight. Randy Smith. Eric Patience. Woohoo! Hey Santa baby, one little thing I really need, the deed to a platinum mine, Santa baby, and hurry down the chimney tonight. Santa cutie, fill my stocking with a duplex and checks. Ooh. Sign your name on the line, Santa cutie, hurry down the chimney tonight. Come and trim my Christmas tree with some decorations bought at Tiffany. I really do believe in you. Let's see if you believe in me. Santa baby, got to mention one little thing, a ring. I don't mean on the phone, Santa baby, so hurry down the chimney tonight. Tonight, Santa baby. Woo. Thank you. Thank you so much. That was a hit for Eartha Kitt back in 1953. And this next song is a lovely tune written by Frank Lesser in 1947. That's the next tune. Oh. But it went.
Couldn't get any better, folks.
Okay, Jack.
Okay.
When the bells all ring and the horns all blow and the couples we know are fondly kissing, will I be with you, or will I be among the missing? Maybe it's much too early in the game. Ah, but I thought I'd ask you just the same. What are you doing New Year's? New Year's Eve. Wonder whose arms will hold you good and tight when it's exactly 12 o'clock that night, welcoming in the new year, New Year's Eve. Maybe I'm crazy to suppose I'd ever be the one you chose out of the 1,000 invitations you'll receive. Ah, but in case I stand one little chance, here comes that jackpot question in advance. What are you doing New Year's? New Year's Eve. Patience. Maybe I'm crazy to suppose I'd ever be the one you chose out of the 1,000 invitations you'll receive. Ah, but in case I stand one little chance, here comes that jackpot question in advance. What are you doing New Year's? New Year's Eve. What are you doing New Year's Eve? Nice tune. Thank you. I'm also, for a little change of pace, I'm going to move over to the piano and sing another Frank Lesser tune. This one won the Oscar in 1949. It's from a film called Neptune's Daughter, which starred Ricardo Montalban, and it's fun to say Ricardo Montalban, and Esther Williams, and Red Skelton, and Betty Garrett. And Frank Lesser wrote this tune for he and his wife, Jo, to sing at parties. Think of Dick or Rob and Laura Petrie at parties doing that kind of thing. And his wife really took umbrage with him submitting the tune for the movie, but she forgave him when it won the Oscar. So I'm going to have a little help with this. So I'm asking my husband to come up and join me in this tune. I really can't stay.
But baby, it's cold outside.
I gotta go away.
But baby, it's cold outside.
This evening has been
And lucky that you dropped in.
so very nice.
I'll warm your hands. They're just like
My
ice.
mother will start to worry.
Beautiful, what's your hurry?
My father will be pacing the floor.
Listen to that fireplace
So
roar.
really I'd better scurry.
Beautiful, please don't hurry.
Well, maybe just a half a drink more.
Put some records on while I pour.
The neighbors might think,
But baby, it's bad out there.
say, what's in this drink?
No cabs to be had out there.
I wish I knew
Your
how
eyes are like
to
starlight
break
now.
the spell.
I'll take your hat. Your hair looks
I
swell.
ought to say, no, no, no,
Mind
sir.
if I move in
At
closer?
least I'm gonna say that I
At
tried.
least I'm gonna set my pride.
can't
Get
stay.
over that old doubt. Ah,
Babe, but
it's
it's
cold
cold
outside.
I simply must go.
But baby, it's cold outside.
The answer is no.
But baby, it's cold outside.
The welcome has
How
been
lucky that you dropped in.
so nice and warm.
Look out the window at that
My
storm.
sister will be suspicious.
Gosh, your lips look delicious.
My brother will be there at the door.
Waves up on a tropical
My
shore.
maiden aunt's mind is vicious.
Gosh, your lips are delicious.
Well, maybe just a cigarette more.
Never such a blizzard before.
I gotta get home.
But baby, you'd freeze out there.
Say, lend me your comb.
It's up to your knees out there.
You've really been
I
grand.
thrill when you touch my
But
hand.
don't you see?
How can you do this thing
There's
to me?
bound to be talk tomorrow.
Think of my lifelong
At least
sorrow.
there will be plenty implied.
If you caught pneumonia and
I
died,
really can't
get
stay.
over that old doubt.
Ah, but it's cold outside. Baby, it's cold outside.
Oh, just a little more drink.
Just a touch. Frank Lesser. Thank you so much.
It ought to be. It ought to be. Where's it going? There you go. It ought to be illegal to have that much talent in one household. Yeah. So Nancy's going to. Yeah, John's not going to come back. We won't let him. But Nancy's going to come back sing with us, sing a few more tunes with us a little later in the set. Where's Oscar? Oscar, he was going to come up and play with me.
Come on.
Oscar. Okay. So this next tune, I'm going to switch horns to the tenor, and Oscar's going to come up and play with us. I hope.
Come on, Oscar. All right, Oscar.
Maybe he's not. Okay. All right. Yay. So Oscar is a wonderful saxophone player in his own right. He's never seen this chart. He has no clue what's going on, but I asked him if he wanted to play it. So there's a wonderful saxophone player. He passed away, I guess, sometime in the last few years, named Jimmy Heath. Wrote this wonderful bop head on O Little Town of Bethlehem. He just called it O Little Town. And we're going to have, so Eric's first, you're second, right? So you see, you can hear what's going on. All right, O Little Town by Jimmy Heath. This is my arrangement, featuring Eric and Oscar and a few other people in the band.
4 or 5 times. 5 times sound good?
Huh?
5 times.
Yeah, at least. Hang on, I need my horn.
Get that tenor.
All right, so this next tune is sort of interesting. It's a tune that you can't believe they have Christmas carols in Brazil, but evidently they do. This is a tune. Anybody here speak Portuguese? No, good. That means I can mispronounce this and nobody will know. So it's called Son of Santa Claus, Son of Papa Noel, Filho de Papai Noel, and this is going to feature John on trombone. This is again a really lovely take on a Brazilian Christmas carol. Jack just said something that's true. If you go to our Spotify list and you look at all of the tunes that have been played off of our seven CDs, that's actually number 2 out of all-time ratings. I can't figure that. So I guess we have a big fan base in Brazil. All right, another mashup here. This is going to be sort of fun. This is Jingle Bells and Jerry Mulligan's Bernie's tune. It's usually just an excuse to play Bernie's tune in the middle of a Christmas gig. And we're going to call this Bernie's Bells. This next tune is a Jack arrangement as well. Again, a very famous song written by Bob Wells and Mel Torme. You'll recognize in a minute. Well, Jack decided to do a very different treatment, a very special treatment, so I hope you like our version of the Christmas song, otherwise known as Chestnuts Roasting on an Open Fire. We have to play everything on or what? Yeah. Hang on. Almost through it. Yeah, that's a Christmas song, again, Jack's arrangement. We're going to move on. Before we move on to the next chart, there's some people we need to thank. It's really important. First of all, we'd like to thank Brendan and Scott, Massimo, everybody here at SJZ for having us tonight. We couldn't do this without. And they always need your help too. So, because you support San Jose Jazz however you can. Next thing, a couple of things go out to that. We have people. I've got emails from literally all over the globe. People sort of watching what's going on tonight, from places like Tennessee and Hawaii and strange foreign countries like Texas. So I'd like to thank, first of all, I guess Dennis Elmer back in Nashville, a great entertainer, who actually came up with the idea of doing this. And I'd like to appreciate that as well. So Dennis, if you're out there, it's really, really great. And Jim Brown, who has helped us over the years with a lot of different audio and sound kind of things, makes the band sound really, really good as well. This next chart's written by our bass player, Brian. He always writes some really, really interesting charts. And this is his version of Angels We Have Heard on High. And again, there was another title to this that we can't say with kids in the audience. We're going to invite Nancy back up to the stand. And I'll let her, since she picked this tune, I'll let her talk about it. Again, please welcome back to stand the wonderful Nancy Gilliland.
This is a tune written by Sammy Kahn and Julie Stein in 1946. And you hear it around the holidays, but it really has nothing to do with Christmas because there's no mention of a Christmas tree or Santa or presents. It's just sitting around the fire with your sweetie and being cozy and romantic. So here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 4. The snowman in the yard is frozen hard. He's a sorry sight to see. If he had a brain, he'd complain. Bet he wishes he were me. Oh, the weather outside is frightful, but the fire is so delightful. Since we've no place to go, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. Doesn't show signs of stopping, and I brought some corn for popping. The lights are turned way down low. Let it snow, let it snow. When we finally kiss goodnight, how I'll hate going out in the storm. But if you really hold me tight, all the way home I'll be warm. The fire is slowly dying, and darling, we're still goodbying. But as long as you love me so, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. Irritations. Mr. Dave Cassini. Finally kiss goodnight, how I'll hate going out in the storm. But if you really, really, really hold me tight, all the way home I'll be warm. The fire is slowly dying. Baby, we're still goodbye. So as long as you love me so, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. Let it snow. Thank you. That was fun. And this song It was written in 1960 by Charles Brown, who was also a singer and a pianist. He got Charles Brown, not Charlie Brown, but maybe his friends called him Charlie. You did Charlie Brown, yes. He got a little help from someone named Gene Red. I don't know who that is, but I just thought I'd share that. Okay. 1, 2, 1, 2. Bells will be ringing, the glad, glad news. Oh, what a Christmas to have the blues. My baby's gone, I have no friends to wish me greetings once again. Choirs will be singing Silent Night, Christmas carols by candlelight. Please come home for Christmas. Please come home for Christmas. If not for Christmas, by New Year's night. Friends and relations send salutations. Sure as the stars shine above. For this is Christmas, yes, Christmas, my dear. It's the time of year to be with the one you love. So won't you tell me you'll never more roam Christmas and New Year? We'll find you home. There'll be no more sorrow, no grief and pain, 'cause I'll be happy, happy Christmas once again. Mr. Jeff Roach, friends and relations send salutations. Sure as the stars shine above, for this is Christmas, yes, Christmas, my dear. It's the time of year to be with the one you love. So won't you tell me you'll never more roam Christmas and New Year? We'll find you home. There'll be no more sorrow, no, 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 no grief and no pain, 'cause I'll be happy Christmas once again. Oh, yeah. Thank you.
All right, we got a couple more tunes left. couple of more tunes left to do. This next one is not, again, technically not a Christmas album, but it has to do with sleigh rides, and it has to do with a guy, a trumpet player named Shorty Rogers. And evidently he likes Saturns, Saturnians and Martians and all kind of people from outer space. And this is called Saturnian Sleigh Ride. And you found out that Saturnians evidently are interesting people because they like to steal stuff. So figure out what they've stolen in this. Yeah, check your wallets. There you go. Guitar tenor in the box, right? Guitar boner box. Guitar boner box. Sorry. Go play. So this next tune's our second to last tune, and it has an interesting pedigree that has to do a lot with sort of current events. So Randy, talk into your trumpet, or find a microphone, explain what's going on. Come over here. Here.
I just found out what happened. A magic button press. Oh, all of a sudden I'm very loud. Just found out today that the person that did this piece originally, it was Ukrainian, and this is an arrangement of an old original Ukrainian folk song, and I would tell you the name of it, but it starts out with 4 consonants, so I have no idea how to even say it. But at any rate, it's hard to imagine, in this place and at this time and how we're together and, warm and comfortable. And there's other parts of the world where, man, it is completely miserable. So anyway, this is just a reminder and maybe a chance to have some thoughts of solidarity with what's going on in that part of the world. The piece is Carol of the Bells.
This is Randy's choice.
Yeah, this is my arrangement.
right, so we're going to do one more tune. And Oscar needs to get back up here with his horn, please. Where'd he go? So the other thing I'd like to do is somewhere over in the corner here, this is where I sort of messed up earlier in the night. What I'd like to do is give everybody who showed up tonight a copy of our 7th CD, released a couple of years ago, called Live at Savannah Jazz, which was a jazz club up in the peninsula. We have a stack of them. We'll put them on the table. Grab one and take one home with you. It's on the band tonight. And you know, and take as many as you'd like. If you would like, or if anybody's listening at home, if you'd like us to send you one, send an email to cool@octobop.com. Go to the Octobop website. We'll send you one too. If you want to take some of the Christmas music home, you can get one of those for only $10 instead of the regular 15. As soon as somebody's got some change. But anyway, so one last time, the people in Octobop tonight. Eric Patience on saxophone. Randy Smith on trumpet. John Shermer on trombone. Dave Cassini on vibes. Frank Cavazos on drums. First gig tonight. Did a great job for Frank. Brian Brockhouse on bass. Jack Conway on guitar. My name is Jeff Roach. And hopefully we can do this with the people from San Jose Jazz. We can do this again next year. If not, we hope to see you sooner. We're also available for parties and car wash openings and all that kind of thing. So this tune again it's not necessarily. By the way, if anybody else wants to come sit in, this is blues in B flat. Oh, yeah, thank you. What did I screw up? I forgot about Nancy. How could you do that? Let's hear it for the wonderful Nancy Gilliland. Yeah, boy, I'm going to hear about that later. Yeah. Anyway. So again, thanks everybody for coming out. Grab a CD on the way out. We're going to have some fun with. I could somehow finagle this to be a Christmas Carol. We're just going to call it one. Something about Polar Express or trains or something. Good night, everybody. Thanks. Thanks for coming out. Thank you, San Jose. Thank you.
Give it up one more time for Octobop. Thanks everybody for coming out. This is San Jose Jazz's last show at the BreakRoom stage for 2022, but we're going to have a full program of shows coming to you in 2023. So sanjosejazz.org and get home safe.